I believe people can be productive from anywhere, working in any style, and I think organizations have a responsibility to rethink how they think about productivity. I very much want success, I very much want results, I very much want to work with a team that wins. I don't think we need to talk about how productive X individual is compared to Y to do that together. I'm Katie Burke and I'm the Chief People Officer at HubSpot. We have an expression at HubSpot that is, a culture doesn't live in our hallways, it lives in our hearts. And that's kind of how we think about overall building connection. Prior to the pandemic, we were remote-ish, which means that about 10% of our employees worked remotely. So I would say it was a muscle we were flexing, but not very often. And the pandemic obviously accelerated our decisions around how and where and why people work. And so what we decided to do was commit really early, long-term to the hybrid model, which means that our employees pick their work preferences every year, just like they do an open enrollment for their benefits. And so as far as business outcomes go, we've been fortunate to grow significantly, not just from a customer-based perspective, but from an employee-based perspective. And we're so delighted that we now have engaged, energized employees who pick all of our work preferences in more than 13 locations globally. A great example of how we think about connection and distributed model is we celebrated Global Ice Cream Day at HubSpot. Now just stay with me, if you're an ice cream fan or not, everyone got to participate. There were dairy-free and sorbet options for everyone. But we as an executive team, including me, got to live my lifelong dream of working in an ice cream truck for a day and serving ice cream to our employees. But you might think, well, we flew all these people from around the world just for ice cream. No, what we did instead was said to people who live in North Carolina, we're gonna pay for your ice cream. Meet up with the people who work at HubSpot and their families around the world and connect over ice cream. It's inexpensive, it's accessible for everyone, and seeing the pictures from all over the world of people connect was so inspiring, and it was really easy and not incredibly expensive. And so Global Ice Cream Day was a great example of our team making hybrid work and creating in-person connections that weren't predicated on being in an office to really matter. The way we think about our managers is really thinking about them as multipliers. They are critical to our efforts, but also we need to invest in them as human beings. And so what we try and think about is, yes, training and enablement, but also creating a community where they can say, I actually don't know how to do this, or I've never managed a hybrid team before. And so I think an opportunity is actually, if everyone exhibits a growth mindset all the way from the C-suite down to first-time managers, it makes it so much easier for managers to say, I may be really good, for example, at mission, vision, and values because I've done it a million times before, but I'm used to running teams in person, so I need a little bit more help from people who have done it more before. And on the flip side, we may have employees who are really strong on hybrid and have only worked remotely at HubSpot, but need help on how do you actually give tough feedback and coaching. And so by creating that community, we're really normalizing the fact that you don't need to know it all and creating a spectrum whereby new and experienced managers alike can all exhibit the humility that we want and expect from our people leaders.